What is your first reaction to what you're hearing about this Deer Creek activity?
When I first of all, I started hearing from parents in the district that were just appalled by it. Couldn't believe it happened, had heard about it, but didn't know that it actually happened. My first thought on seeing the video was just disgust, just that you would put kids in a situation like that. And then as I began to hear from more and more parents, you hear how frustrated they are that their kids were put in a situation like this, that this would happen at their school. And so, that's where we instantly said, look, we're going to look into it. We've heard mixed things about, how this happened, what was the administration's role in it. And so, we started an investigation over the weekend to try to get some answers for these parents that are so frustrated that this happened in their district.
Have you already started communicating with Deer Creek, and if so, what have you been hearing from them?
Yes, we reached out to them Saturday and started conversations with them about the processes here in play, who was involved, how did a decision like this be made. We've heard mixed things, and that's where we're going to continue to pin down Deer Creek on. We need to know specifically, how was this okayed? At what level was Deer Creek administration involved in this? How did this decision making occur? Is this a process the district has in place? So we're working on getting that information right now from the district. Again, we have had so many folks reach out to our office on, hey, we want to know how this happened. We want to know how this was able to occur with young people. And so we're going to continue to find those answers and bring accountability for a situation like this.
And we've heard and found proof of several other districts in Oklahoma that are doing similar foot or armpit licking for fundraisers. Will you investigate this as a statewide problem?
I haven't seen that yet. So, you might be hitting me with something here in real time. We're going to look at this anytime that parents, and this has been, when we came into office, one of the things that I talked about a lot on the campaign trail, I heard from parents all the time that said, there's things going on in my kid's school that I think are inappropriate. I don't understand. We're not getting communication on it. And so from day one, I've tried all I can to bring transparency, accountability, and parents' rights back to our schools. And you're seeing it now you see these instances of things that parents are just appalled by, disgusted by. And so we're going to continue to investigate any kind of concern from a parent to make sure that the district is listening to parents and being transparent with what's going on in their school. So yes, sir, we will absolutely investigate any situation where parents have these type of concerns.
And speaking of parents, several of them have reached out to us saying that they had no idea this was going on, the Deer Creek incident. So in your opinion, is it alarming for parents to not know what's going on in their schools?
Yeah, I think it's terrible when parents don't know. I think it's one of the top things in an education system that we have to do. Parents have to know what's going on in our classes, in our districts. So it's so important that parents are involved in their kids' education. It's so important that parents, frankly, are the primary decision maker for their kids. You don't want it to just simply fall on administrators or teachers. And again, you talk to good teachers, they know that. They want parents to be involved. And so, yeah, when you hear parents say things like, we had no idea, this is shocking to us, it disturbs us, we wish we would have known, yeah, it raises a lot of red flags and causes me to ensure that we find accountability and get to the bottom of what happened.
So on the topic of fundraising weeks, what educational purpose do these fundraising weeks have anyway if they've gotten, so out of hand with strange dares to raise money?
Sure, I think it's one of those things where, in a school system, you have things that you do that it's kind of outside the typical academic day. But whenever you have kids under your tutelage, whenever you're on school property, things like that, hey, the school's responsible. So you have to make sure that everything being done is appropriate, kids are safe, everything being done isn't exploitive or disturbing or inappropriate with a child. And so, schools manage these type of activities a lot. It's important for the public that districts are accountable for what's going on with kids while they're on their property, while they're at a school event. You hear this a lot when it comes to extracurriculars like a sporting event, right? Hey, these are things that, again, schools want to continue to ensure student safety and student respect is upheld.
And who should be held accountable for allowing this to happen?
Yeah, this is an administration issue. You've got to make sure that the administration is on top of things like this. They have to ensure students are being treated properly, parents are notified, there's transparency in a district, and that's part of what we're going to ensure here at the agency is we hold districts accountable for administrations that are not allowing parents to have that transparency, that aren't protecting parents' rights. We're not going to allow that in the state of Oklahoma. We're going to stand with parents. We're going to fight for parents. And so ultimately you look at a situation like this and you look at the administration and say, hey, what happened here, how was this allowed to occur, and who's going to be held responsible for it.
And I do want to get your reaction to the district statement that they released on Saturday. They were saying much of the information about the video is inaccurate. However, through this game, we failed to uphold the dignity of our students and the proud image of our community. They go on to say, in regards to this one activity, we fell short, and for that we greatly apologize. We are taking steps to ensure that this is not repeated and that all fundraising activities are carried out with pride and respect worthy of our students, staff, and community.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to know what happened. I mean, there has to be accountability for this. There has to be full transparency with the public on how something like this occurs. So from the district, we need to know what happened. We need to know who made the decision for it to happen, and we need to see how accountability is going to take place here. And again, now the State Department is going to be involved. We're going to make sure that all these parents have their questions answered, and we're going to make sure that moving forward, we have the security there to know that parents' rights will be protected and parents are going to be informed.